He stopped texting me. What now? Of all the terms and trends that exist in the world, ghosting is the most that happens today. And there is no way to avoid it. If you date and go out with boys or girls, it is most likely that on some occasion you have been ghosted, even in its light version. And while we know it can be confusing for someone who seemed so interested in you to suddenly disappear, we're sorry to tell you that it's a part of life. But hey, we don't want you to cry for him. It's further proof that it wasn't going to work. Stay until the end of the video to discover why did he stop texting you. Let's start. First things first, know that this happens to a lot of people. But why? Why do men who seem interested in you suddenly freak out and disappear without explanation? The answer has something to do with human nature, explains Neelu Dardashti, a doctor of psychology and relationships with a practice in New York. You have a very strong feeling, and once you meet that person and see them as they really are, things change. It is difficult not to take it personally when someone leaves you. It does not mean that that person liked you at some point. Sometimes it can happen that while you have feelings for a person, the amount of people available around you makes you distract yourself from looking for what is good for you, adds Dardashti. At other times, the withdrawal may occur for reasons beyond our control, as Camille Lewis, an expert sexologist in relationships, explains. It may happen that the person is not ready for a relationship at that moment, or that another person has appeared. Other common reasons for ghosting? Sometimes it is the fear of conflict. Lewis explains that certain people prefer to disappear before going through an official breakup. They may also fear that if they try to leave the other person, they will persuade them to stay together even if they do not want to. But please, let's remember that no one should try to convince someone to stay together when the other does not want to. We deserve better. And if it is true that it would be much more appropriate to end each relationship with an official breakup, disappearing without saying anything is outlined as sufficient proof that you were not predestined. 15 reasons why a man stops looking, talking and texting you. 1. He is not in a good time of life to share his life with someone. 2. You have just ended a destructive or exhausting relationship and need time to recover. 3. Maybe she wanted to hang out with you for a short time for fun. 4. It is possible that he dated other women besides you. 5. His ex-girlfriend is still present in his life. 6. His interest in you is only sexual. 7. That man is not interested in getting married or starting a family. 8. He gets angry very quickly and prefers to get away before you love him. 9. You remind him of a person that he has been trying to forget for a long time. 10. He is not willing to give up his single life, since he feels very comfortable that way. 11. It is difficult for him to have a stable love relationship, so he prefers to stay out of compromising situations. 12. At first, he thought you were the one, but as he got to know you he realized that it is not like that. 13. He thinks you are very intense and apprehensive and does not feel comfortable with it. 14. Thinks that it is not enough for you and does not feel capable of meeting your expectations. 15. He is afraid of falling in love, because it is possible that his heart has been broken more than once and he does not want to have to go through that again. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you will receive more videos like this. Let's continue. 6 steps to stay high value when he doesn't text or call. Now, how does a woman react when a man doesn't answer your messages? See if you are one of them and if you usually act correctly. 1. Don't harass. If you are in love and you define yourself as a very loving girl who thinks twice to write to your boy from first thing in the morning a "Good morning, I hope your work goes well," or "I woke up thinking of you and wanted to tell you I want to see you." If by sending messages like these or others and he does not answer you, do not harass. You know that there are always moments that sooner or later will give you a chance to answer. You are the type of girl who lets things flow without imposing or pressuring him to express something that he may not feel like doing. 2. You don't claim. Much less if he is not even your boyfriend yet. For you, this type of behavior helps you not to lose control because you know that it is not that he does not want to be by your side, but that he is governed by other times very different from yours. If he does not respond to your messages in 10, 15 or 30 minutes after having sent it, you give him the benefit of the doubt that he is surely in a work meeting, on a phone call or solving some problem in the office. 3. You don't allow anxiety to dominate you. The one who attracts you or you already love, does not ensure that the other person feels the need to be in communication with you all day, but that does not define her true feelings either. You have so much confidence in yourself that you do not allow anxiety to dominate your thoughts, making you believe that perhaps there is someone or something more important than you, that work is more important to him. You allow him to adapt to you and you to him. 4. Don't force love. Forcing the other to behave as you want is not the style of a confident woman like you. Forcing a relationship only leads the other person to feel harassed, persecuted, and uncomfortable. 5. You don't see if it is online every 2 minutes. How is it possible that I am online not answer me? Or how do you explain to me that you were online, saw my message and didn't have the decency to write to me? Social networks have come to simplify life, but also complicate it. And it is not that they are themselves responsible for the couple's arguments or separations, it is the way in which you use them. When you have a relationship with a partner, attachment is a function that makes you relate to the other, it is something that unites you, an emotional bond. Attachment affects your behavior both in person face-to-face, as well as behind a monitor or a cell phone, like when you send a message and after hours they don't answer you. Since you know that social networks have the ability to destroy your relationship, you avoid being aware of when he connects. 6. You show how confident you are. If that man with whom you share your life has more than shown you that he cares about you, why would he make you doubt? Being sure of who is next to you shows your security and understanding. You do it from a psychological and not an emotional point of view. No matter what the reason is, it is important that you learn to value yourself and accept that when a person decides to move away from you it is because they think it is convenient since they may not feel comfortable enough by your side. That doesn't have to affect your life at all. You continue with your life and move on. At any moment life could surprise you with a man with whom you are physically and spiritually compatible. Watch this next video that will also interest you. Stay single until you meet someone who treats you amazing.